Some strategies we should be keeping an eye on today. Avinnash, Dish TV, that's on your radar. You have a target price of 130, and that's a stock we've been discussing for the past few days with all the experts we've had right here on the world of mid-caps. Run us through some of the cues there. What do you suggest for that stock?
I think clearly Dish TV seems to be in a sweet spot because clearly within the DTH space, growth numbers continue to be pretty strong. I think the company is adding about 1 lakh subscribers every month. And I think clearly the kind of Q4 numbers which came out were a pleasant surprise. The company has posted a profit after tax of 35 crores from a loss earlier. And our sense is that with better kind of penetration and with better pricing, I think clearly FY16 is going to be a year where we could see a good profit in the black, a profit of roughly about 130 to 140 crores. And clearly, I think from a near-term perspective also, the stock would remain in limelight because clearly we are seeing likely that after the February price increase, probably the management is talking that probably after a month or so they might take a further increase of 2 to 3% for the for the product bouquet again. So clearly, I think from a medium to short-term angle, I think I would not be surprised if this kind of momentum would continue to remain in the stock because clearly the stock has now delivered on the numbers, and my sense is I think you'll see strong earnings growth numbers for FY16 and 17.
Okay, let's talk about Tata Communications. My colleague Khushbu was just talking about some news that they've seen in South Africa. You have a target price of 501 on that. Talk to us on Tata Communications and also the rest of the telecom space because we're, of course, watching out for a possible merger in that space.
I think clearly in case of Tata Communications, it's largely a data player, and one of the key advantages and key strengths of Tata Communications is its undersea cable network of almost 1 lakh kilometers. The near-term trigger for Tata Communications is obviously the Novotel deal, which today I think news reports suggest that they could be getting an approval, and the amount which they would be getting would be very large, roughly about 560 million. So clearly this money is going to be used to repay debt, and already the management has gone on record saying that whatever upside they get from the Novotel deal would be used to improve the balance sheet quality and reduce the debt on the balance sheet. And more importantly, with the kind of internet penetration and with the kind of data needs going forward, I think Tata Communications has got a very large and a rich clientele of global customers. So this putting all in effect and the kind of earnings growth we feel roughly about 18-20% earnings growth is expected in FY16. So clearly I think Tata Communications still looks a good buy. I think investors who can take a year and a half kind of time perspective should definitely invest in the stock.
Okay, I know you don't have Essar Oil in terms of a strategy today, but I want to ask you on that. Do you have a strategy you would recommend? That's the biggest laggard in trade today on the mid-cap space. You have that's down over 4% in trade. We are watching out for comments as far as Essar Oil and Rosneft goes around noon today. Do you have a view on that stock?
I think Essar Oil, one could definitely continue to hold on. The stock has seen a very sharp up in the last few days. The stock has moved up by more than 20% on news flows that possibly a delisting is expected. Clearly, I think we would have to wait for some more clarity and authenticity from the management. But clearly, it looks like if at all a delisting happens, you could possibly see the stock again moving up. And I think in the past also the management tried delisting the stock, but it was not successful. So I think clearly, if corporate developments suggest, if the delisting does happen, then probably you could see the stock getting re-rated further. So I would say, investors should hold on. I mean, in the short term, clearly some price booking or, price correction was bound to happen. But if this event happens, I think you'll see a further re-rating in the stock.
All right, Avinnash, thanks very much for joining us. That was a very interesting chart for 1 month of Essar Oil. Today, it's down 4% this evening as we count down to possible comments from the management. But that is how it has performed in just the last 5 sessions. That stock has surged almost 47%, giving credence really to the fact that there has been this buzz which has been in the